Hi there YouTube, welcome to the channel. I'm Paul Yateman, I draw stuff. Today though, I am just colouring. You might have seen my draw and colour a Mars or Mars type rover video where I scanned my line art and printed out 2 copies. Today I am colouring in the second printout. For this drawing I am going with a red and brown colour scheme. I am excited about comparing the two. I had thought I'd put in the hard yards drawing and colouring this image yesterday. As it turned out, it took about as long to colour today's drawing as it took me to draw and colour yesterday. I put that down to using a bit more thought in choosing my colours. Like yesterday, the very first thing I coloured in was the alien. For the environment, I used a mix of pinks, reds and browns to build up the image. Mostly it was just my skin tones. After this, I shade the rocks, including adding shadow. Now and then I flick across to my grayscale drawing for comparison. To colour the rocks, about 3 browns are used in a shell shading fashion. I think it works. I ponder the grayscale drawing before I begin to colour the rover. For the tyres, I use my warm grey Copic markers due to the brown base this lot has. That is good for implying the wheels have picked up some dirt. For the rest of the rover, I choose my neutral grey set with some areas of warm grey to imply environmental dust has collected on the rover. I also use some brighter colours for the Chris Fossey aspect, though I do keep this very muted. And I seem to use a lot of warm grey on the rover looking at the video, so the planet it is investigating must be really dusty. On the foil encased object on top of the rover, I colour with a mix of yellows and greys. And at this stage of the drawing I get into doing most of the shadowing, which I think I go fairly nuts with. And I find when I come back to my drawings they appear washed out, so I think I was trying to compensate. Shortly after adding the W9 shadow marker I feared I'd kill the drawing. But in the end I think the overall result is pleasing, so phew. Excuse me, just finishing up with the W9 and going, ooh, maybe I went a bit too dark. But in the end, probably not. I add the bare minimum of white gel pen for highlights and I'm almost done. As I was drawing, I was wondering whether I'd coloured the foreground dirt or just do the rover's tracks, alien's barrow and rock shadows. I decided to go with the minimalistic approach, surprise surprise, which I think turned out acceptably. So, what do you think? Do you like this version less or more than the grayscale one? Can you do better? Show me. Anywho, if you found this interesting, informative, inspirational and all that fun stuff, subscribe, like and share. Until next time, you have been watching Drawing Stuff with me, Paul Yateman. Ciao!